Hey guys, Kayla Lindsey here, and I get this question a lot, especially from people who are just getting started or are thinking about getting started in their real estate careers. How much money do I actually need to get started? So here's the thing, when you're getting started on real estate, it is a 100% commission job. Now I say that, there might be some teams or some firms or different organizations that you use your real estate career for that don't do straight commission. However, if you're going to be a standard real estate broker in any state, you are going to be on a full commission. Now what does that mean? That means unless a property closes, you don't get paid. Now, that might sound super scary and it might be something that might make you want to take a step back, but before you go packing your bags and leaving, let me lay out a couple of quick fundamentals that can help you get into the real estate career without losing your shirt. So, first off, you need to have a little bit of savings. Now, savings is important for a few things. One, because you want to make sure that your bills are being paid, but you also want to make sure any fees that come up with your real estate business don't affect you actually being able to get paid. What do I mean by that? Well, once you start getting into real estate, there's going to be additional little what I call pop-up fees. Things like signs, lock boxes, additional dues for your, let's say, CRM system. Your MLS dues might come up quicker than you anticipated. Some of that has to do with what time of year you get your license. So, my recommendation, have at least 3 months of necessities. What do I mean by that? Mortgage or rent, food, gas, health insurance, whatever it takes for you to live and survive. And now that doesn't mean going out with friends, having parties, going on vacations, right? I'm talking, what does it take for you to survive? Have at least 3 months worth of that. Next, you're gonna need the additional. So I would recommend at least an extra $500 per month for additional costs that might come up. Again, that might not happen, but what happens if you get 4 listings in your first 2 months? That's great, but you're gonna need 4 new signs, 4 new lock boxes, 4 sets of photos, 4 sets of measurements, any kind of advertising you might wanna do, right? That can add up super quick. So don't allow your lack of funding determine whether or not you can close them. Now that's usually why most newer agents just work buyers, because they don't have as much flexibility or fluidity with their money. What I recommend, just have a little extra money, and worst case scenario, get a credit card. All right, I'm gonna have some Dave Ramsey fans out there getting really mad that I just said, go get a credit card. I'm gonna give you a quick lesson on good debt and bad debt, right? So we just talked about how much money we need to have. Now let's talk about if you don't have it and you still have the drive and desire to create your own business, do it on debt. I highly recommend, there's several books out there to be perfectly honest, but there are plenty of books on good debt. I'm gonna drop a couple below that make sense. Debt is a good thing when used for the right reason. For example, if you got a credit card and you went out and spent $3,000 on shoes, not good debt. That is purchasing something that is not an asset. It's not something that's gonna make you money in the future. It's something you're gonna use, abuse, and throw out. Now granted, any ladies out there, I've had my shoes for forever and I will wear them until they're literally falling off of me, but it still doesn't make it an asset. A good way to use debt would be to take out, let's say, a $3,000 line of credit from either a bank or a credit card. Highly recommend credit cards because then you can go ahead and get the points. Get that credit card loan. Now you have funds, you can go fund your real estate career, right? You can get ads, you can pay for your MLS dues, you can pay for signs, lock boxes. Now what makes this debt different? The answer is, at the end of the day, the money that you're putting in, you're not only gonna get it back out, you're gonna get it back out several times over. So for example, if you go ahead and use $2,000 worth of credit card debt, right? You use that money, but you put it in your business, and in the next 3 months, you're gonna close 4 deals, each totaling $300,000 in revenues, or I'm sorry, in sales dollars. That's a lot of money. That's actually gonna equate to probably close to $40,000. So my question for you is, the interest and the $2,000 that needs to be paid back, is that worth the return of $40,000? See, here's the thing. This is what is the difference between the wealthy and the middle class. The wealthy understand how to utilize debt. The middle class are taught to purchase commodities or things that are not assets, run up credit card bills, and acquire bad debt, right? We're encouraged to do it. We all have a phrase for it, keeping up with the Joneses. We know what it is. But when we get the opportunity to then utilize debt for something that's gonna make us money, all of a sudden we freak out, shrivel up, and run away. Or you have some that are frivolous with it and say, sure, charge my card, but they don't have the drive to use it towards the business that it really needs to be used towards, right? They say, I'm starting a new business, I'm gonna go get a new wardrobe. I'm starting a new business, I'm gonna go spend money on a new car. It's not the way to do it. No, utilize that debt in order to create more money. So let's talk about the dollars and cents. What does it actually cost? Because I'm sure some of you are thinking, well, my actual living expenses might be more than someone else's. What's the actual cost to get into real estate? Real estate is the lowest cost to entry for the amount that we are paid, right? So think about it this way. Let's say you want to open a pizzeria or a coffee shop. You've got machines, you've got employees, you've got brick and mortar, then you've got the product itself. Shit, most people are in for $100,000 in debt or more before they even open the doors. Real estate's not like that. Real estate takes about $1,200. That's right, $1,200 to get into the industry. And then you can create whatever you want with close to zero overhead. That is an impressive business. So where does that $1,200 go? Now, it does vary from state to state, right? So don't take that word for word. Go look up what it is in your state. However, you've got real estate school, whatever books or miscellaneous things you want there to purchase. Then you have your exam at the class. Then you have your state exam, right? Now you're licensed. Now you got to affiliate. So then you've got your affiliation dues to any whatever firm that you choose. Like for example, EXP, it's about $200. You get, your cards, you get a website, you get your CRM system, you get all this stuff. So you get things for it, but again, really low cost to entry. Then you've got your MLS dues, right? Now that varies from region to region, so double check with your MLS, but depending upon what region you're in and what you're paying for, it could range between $100 and $600. That could be for the quarter, for the month, for the year. Again, it depends. You guys out in California feel like everything is 4 times more expensive, so good luck with that. But it is in that range. Now for me, it's about $250 a quarter. It's really not bad in the grand scheme of things, especially when I'm making on every listing or buyer, probably close to $9,000. So what does that equate to? So you've got now your $1,200 to get in. What are the miscellaneous that I was talking about? Here's what I was discussing. Miscellaneous are, let's say you joined on May 1st, then on May 30th, guess what? Now you have to pay for the next quarter of dues for MLS. Well, you're probably thinking to yourself, I just paid this. Yeah, I know, welcome to real estate. They want that paid or gonna shut off your access. All right, well, you gotta pay for it. Oh, you know what? Now you gotta buy some more signs. Gotta pay for it. Oh, now you got some lock boxes. Gotta pay for it. Oh, you've got some photos. Gotta pay for it. These are all items that are gonna pop up. Now, this is why I highly recommend getting a business credit card. Now, we're gonna go into this in another video on how you should be getting your LLC set up, but at least get some credit card, which later you can write off, by the way. Put a little boom. You can write that off later, but get a credit card that you can charge all of these things to, because here's the thing. You wanna make sure you have access to funds. What if a closing doesn't close? What if you get sick? What if you get a flat tire? What if the radiator goes? You need to make sure that you have a backup plan. And if you are only dependent upon the pool of money that you have in your bank account, you might put yourself in a pickle. Have and provide yourself access to a credit card that has at least a $3,000 limit. Now, if you can't get more than $1,500, great, you're still ahead of the game. But here's my warning to you. Do not spend it on stupid shit. That's right. You are gonna have every company on the face of the planet calling you going, we have the best leads. We have the best systems. We're gonna call your clients for you. We're gonna do this. This is the best CRM. It's all this money. And here's what they're gonna say. Don't worry, with just one additional closing, you'll pay for the whole thing. Is that true? Yeah, with one additional closing, it would pay for it, but we're not looking for break-even investments here, guys. We're looking for investments that are gonna give us a 10x return. Did you write that down? 10x return. Now, at minimum, I'll take a 4x return if it's a pretty big investment. But this is the way you have to start thinking. So don't spend your money on anything that isn't necessary in bringing an immediate return. Those first 3 months are gonna determine your success in real estate as you move forward. Now, do I have plenty of friends that are making millions now in real estate that sold 6 houses their first year? Yeah, absolutely. But they just kept pushing forward. They got side hustles, they got side jobs. If you really wanna dive full into this, give it a solid 3 months. Go all in, no side hustles, no side jobs, focusing 100% on real estate for 3 months. If you can do that, you will be successful. And when you get that first commission check, it pushes you even harder to keep pushing forward. So now here's my last suggestion I'm gonna make to you. We're talking about how much money you can make in real estate and how much it costs to get in. Many agents will make the fatal mistake of getting their first paycheck and doing what? Reinvesting it in their business. Basically what that means is they don't have a plan, they want more leads. So they pay a bunch of money to a company to hopefully get them some leads. And I can tell you right now, they're usually crap leads because they got paid money. Here's some names and some numbers. That's all they're doing, right? They might be able to whittle it down a little bit and figure out if they might be interested. But here is what you need to do. Take that money, make sure it goes into the bank, and remain in your current spending patterns. Don't run out and buy the Beamer. Don't run out and buy a new house. No, you need to maintain your current spending patterns, because if you start overspending now, you're just gonna constantly play catch up. Don't do it. Keep that money in the bank, invest it, put it into your buckets. We'll talk about buckets at another time. Put it in your buckets and don't use more than is necessary, because you don't know what your cycle is yet. Right now, I can tell you my cycle does kind of one of these, but yours is gonna be like this. So right now, if you're spending in the high times when you've earned a commission check, guess what? A low is on its way. And this is not a knock on you. This is just how it is. When you're a newer agent, you're gonna have ups and downs. So to recap, you're gonna wanna make sure that you've got at least 3 months of necessity savings. Number 2, make sure you add an extra $500 a month in there for each of those months for the extras that might end up coming up. 3, it's gonna be about $1,200 to get your real estate career started. Now, mind you, there might be a few extra little fees in there for signs, lock boxes, etc. But as I pointed out in number 4, get yourself a credit card. Get yourself a line of credit. You can always write off these expenses at the end of the year. You need to have access to extra cash. It's gonna keep you from being super stressed out, and you can push your business forward. And last but not least, when you get that check, do not, I repeat, do not go out and spend it all. Make sure you're putting in your buckets, make sure you're allocating, and make sure you're not spending beyond your actual means or changing any of your buying habits, because you will be stuck in the awful situation that many agents I know are in, where they are overspending what they're making. You gotta wait at least a year to see what your cycles look like and get things leveled out. So I hope this helped to give you a little bit of insight into what it costs to be in real estate your first couple of months. And we will catch you on the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for our soon to come Elite Breakthrough Coaching. So stay tuned, we'll have links in below and also in my bio here coming soon. And I'll see you guys later. Thanks so much.